Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 363. I will be with you after the intro. Running solo again today, but that'll be for a while. I will explain all. Alright, so what's going on here? Got some echo. Oops. Okay, going good. I have a wee bit more CPU to play with since I ain't got a side guest. Something's happened to my alien. I think Microsoft stuffed up the drivers again. Hello, good to be back. Yeah, something's not right here. Something I need to check out later, I guess. People won't know I'm going live because I didn't schedule it. Looks like we're back at the desktop. My alien seems to be out of sync, because YouTube, Google, Microsoft has scrambled the driver again, I think. Hello. Whoop. Damn, I forgot to do that. There's always problems. You could always guarantee a Windows update to screw up things. Messes around with the driver stack, changes the numbers around. Let me see. Hello. Testing. Wow, seems to be a bit better now. Hello. Testing. Strange. Yeah, it seems to be working. I'm trying to keep these shows to about an hour long now, and already wasted a few minutes there. So if it gets to an hour, I may end it within, give or take 20 minutes, I guess. End it and then start another live stream. Try a new format. It's going to take a few times just to get it all perfect, I guess. Stream 363. So yeah, let's have a look. Looks like it's working alright. So yeah, you've probably heard the news that my two co-hosts have decided to leave me for each of their own personal reasons. Now, I've heard Robert's starting up his own group, and as far as I know, we're still friends. But he got mad at me because I pulled the Men in Black snoring prank on his episode, which was at the end of the day, wasn't it? And it was very hot in the bedroom. and I had some blockage in my nose, so I thought I'd just run with it, but I didn't think it was going to be that loud. So yeah, you know, we're sort of joking about the Men in Black were listening in because we had some problems. Well, pretty much we have problems throughout the year. So a few months back, before that stream I did with Robert, they said I was snoring on the live show, and I said, BS, that wasn't me. I said, maybe someone's broken into our voice channel. I still don't believe it was me, but they said it was me snoring. Because we had some weird stuff like that breaking through, right? Other people's voices I've heard as well. EVP, maybe, I don't know. But someone was messing around, and they said it was me. I fell asleep. No, I didn't, because I didn't hear it, and I was pretty sure I was awake. So I just went for it. I just left it as that. They said it was me, and I said it wasn't, so I didn't really care. So, yeah, another 2 months on, and then I purposely do the prank because I wanted to test out whether GUFON was listening in and was going to make fun of it, because he said he wasn't going to, he's changed and he wasn't going to do any more character attacks. Sure enough, he took the bait and he did do a character attack. He just couldn't resist, right? He thought it was funny. But that's the idea of it. The Men in Black snoring thing was meant to be a funny skit, because I got a sense of humour, right? But yeah, if Robert got upset about it, then it's okay. But yeah, they say I'm just lying about it and all that sort of stuff, but it's up to them. You know, I do have paranormal in the house, and yeah, I don't know. It's really strange. But it's funny that after I did the prank, right, I don't want to spend too long on talking about this stuff. Wasn't like 5 minutes after, there was all sorts of weird other noises on the microphone, and that was really weird. And suddenly, Rob's mic cut out and started having problems, and his Bluetooth speaker kept turning on in his system. It was really weird, and eventually he decided to throw away the headset and buy a new pair, which we never got the chance to try, of course, because he's left the channel. But I think a change is good. I've done this show by myself before, right, and I've done a lot of documentary episodes where it's just me talking as well. Which a lot of people haven't bothered watching still, right? Because they always get these attackers out there saying, where's my content? Mine's all based on theirs, which is nonsense. You know, I've done a lot of research and things and tied it together into nice lay terms, layperson's presentation, so you can understand some science and understand how it connects in with the UFO phenomenon. So go and check out the Tesla documentary I've done, and Telsey and Brown, and a few others out there. Also, the Marbus thing I did was very interesting, and we're in that time frame now with the US elections. It almost sounds like his prediction of a 150-year war might come about, because already there's talk about troops going into Syria, which is going to be bad for the world. You know, Trump was the person that kept the peace and was pulling out the troops and the bases, right? So yeah, is Talking Head actually playing music as well? Let me just check out a few things.
I don't know. It doesn't look like a glitch.
Doesn't seem to be doing that. How about music? How about the talking thing? How do we do that? Let me just check out here. I just want to know if it's using what's that? PDF. Something Rob had up, I think. Dogs. I just want to know if it's using one of the virtual cables. And then I'll go back with the story again.
The dog is a domesticate.
No, it seems to be working alright now. That's really weird. It's actually quite faster as well. Anyway, where was I? So, yes, apparently Charles has left as well. In a strange way. Everybody can't understand what happened to him exactly. Instead of just coming to us and talking, basically he disappeared, right? And we thought the worst. Plex and JD can tell you how worried I was that he may have got C19 and rushed into the hospital because he had health problems. And I knew he was stressed with the drama and personal attacks he was getting from GUFON. So now he's posting stuff around, I hear, which makes no sense whatsoever. I'm not sure why he's doing that. As far as I understand, we're meant to be friends, and I treated him like one, and I spent a lot of time with him on meetings, right? One-to-one meetings. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's got into his head. Maybe someone said something to him, which is a lie, or half-truth. I don't know. But something snapped since the last time I talked to him. But yeah, he started posting garbage around. Anyone that trash talks me, that's been part of the team, had some internal information, gets blocked. And it's generally what happens, right? Anyone that wants to go against me. And that happened to Shelley. Remember, Shelley did her story on her abduction experiences, right? And basically she had like a mental breakdown. They call it to PTSD or something like that, where it brings back flashbacks of memories and gives them anxiety and all that sort of stuff, right? And it's expected. But yeah, she started trash talking me and saying I did this and said I did that. Yeah, I had documentation and comments snapshotted to prove otherwise. So she ended up getting blocked. And then she begged to come back and said, oh, she lost her mind there. And so I gave her a second chance and let her back into the group again. But then she started attacking our moderator, calling him the N-word. And so she was breaking all the rules under the sun on our Discord group. And she had to go again. And she was claiming that she was hacked and it wasn't her and all that sort of stuff. But if that's the case, we're not going to let someone that's got a compromised situation join our group, right? It makes common sense, right? We don't know, we don't want other enemies within. It's enough enemies outside. But anyway, Charles is making comments the same as Alien Attic and Mr. Dick Richard. That I've got a troll account called Simon Says. Now, it's a complex story, but I'll explain it here. My inner circle knows about this, and Rob and Susan knew a wee bit about it. But when I set up my other alt media sites, I told them that I had a mate that didn't want to join social medias, and so I gave him my personal account that I had for other things for him to use to post around my stuff that I wanted to post around or help out with the replies, right? So he would reply on my behalf and would cut and paste stuff and also sort of mimic me. So Robert was saying, why are you using troll accounts? And I said, I'm not. Someone's helping out. So yeah, that was like a internal stuff. Outside people don't need to know that, right? Sometimes it's good to have another account to protect yourself from the haters out there. So yeah, so I did the same on YouTube. I got a personal account there. I hardly ever use it, but I've given access to it to a friend to use the account. And yes, it's has a name starting with S, but it's not Simon Says. It looks very similar, blah blah blah, right? But also, there's another person that also copied my... It was called Simon Says also on BitChute, I think it was. And the person there copied the idea for his name, for his YouTube, just to have a bit of fun. And set up playlists and stuff to try and promote me and get people to come over. So that's good, because I did tell people once that we need more people, and because my normal channel is blocked and I don't have time for troll accounts, it's just pointless. Just go ahead and use your own ones, but I told everybody they should really create a second account if they're going to start trolling for truth, as they called it. So you'll be able to see those messages that I talked about there. There's nothing sort of underhanded stuff happening. If the person sounds like me, it's because they're trying to copy me and have a bit of fun and games with them. You know, I can't stop them doing that. You know, anyone could create multiple accounts because Google allows it. And of course, if they've got access to my YouTube personal account, they can rename it and whatever, and I don't notice. So it doesn't really matter. But it's not me. It's someone local in New Zealand that I know that doesn't want to go on social media because of all the spy and all the problems you get with social media. And I said, fine, I'll just give you an account. So I shouldn't really have to explain myself all the time how I'm doing things here. It's just absolutely ridiculous. You can bet all the frauds out there have 10 accounts, or they have mates with 10 accounts that are constantly subbing and unsubbing to make it look really bad. Speaking of which, I need to... So yeah, I spent 17 minutes blabbing on that, so it's sort of eaten into our UFO topic here. And you can see the subs are still going up. We didn't quite make 1,000 in a week this time, but you know, 50 is not too bad. With all this new GUFON attacks on me and me replying to it, you may have seen me show my references, very good references from my past bosses. People can do a background check on that if they want to, but you're wasting your time, and because of this Privacy Act as well. But yeah. Who cares if I'm trolling people or not anyway? But according to Charles, I've got 8 other accounts with no names or something. I don't know. That's what I've been told anyway by Nocturnal News. Because he's been in contact with me. And he knows that I've sort of left him alone. Although I didn't agree with a lot of stuff he's doing. But he's actually doing a few debunks now, which is kind of funny. So yeah, let's move on and get forget about the past and move on to the future. And it's just stop all the nastiness out there, you know. Why would someone that was your friend try and bring you down? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It should be for truth, right? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. No one can understand it. It's like something snapped in the head or something, but... I hope not. Just doesn't make any sense. Hey, Area 51. I knew you'd probably show up at some stage. So yeah, I just talked about the drama. Got to get it out the way with. So basically, my 2 co-hosts have left for different reasons. And basically, the root of evil was GUFON and that. If he wasn't around, attacking all the time. This wouldn't have happened. But yeah, so I'll do everything what I can do alone, and I'll do a lot of more regular small shows. So I try to do a new format of 1 hour shows or 1 hour 20, and try and keep it less sometime as well. As you can see, I've got a few tabs here, and I still got a load of other stuff I want to do as well. Yeah, so let's get on with it. Let's get on to the more interesting stuff. Okay. So you've seen these movies where sci-fis where people dive out in space without spacesuits on, and you think, that seems like a crazy thing to do. So what would happen to the human body. A particular sci-fi I saw recently was Expanse, I think it was, where the person jumps from airlock to airlock. Whether you could do that and how long for. I know they got some special chemicals they inject into the blood, like antifreeze or something. It's possible, I guess. Let's see how long, what happens to the human body. So this is the first article I've got here. Why are astronauts always wearing those bulky suits? You don't need them, do you? Here's what would really happen to an exposed human in the void of space. I won't use the video, I'll read it out. Like I said, it's like super hot in this bedroom. What would happen? Yep, we just talked about that. Not sort of. What would happen if you went to space without a spacesuit? Whenever you do, don't hold your breath. The vacuum of space will pull the air from your body. So if there's air left in your lungs, they will rupture. So I think I saw on The Expanse, they actually must have read something like this. She blows out all the air from her lungs, so you can see it leave the body as she's jumping out the airlock. Which normally you would hold your breath, right, like going underwater. Oxygen in the rest of your body will also expand. You'll balloon up to twice your normal size. But you won't explode. Your skin is elastic enough to hold you together. So, it doesn't sound really pain-free though, does it? If you're expanding like that, you're probably going to get stretch marks. Certainly, you'd think maybe your skin could rupture in certain weak areas, right? Okay, what's the next bit? Any exposed liquid on your body will begin to vaporize. If you remember, there was a space sci-fi movie called The Outlander, which had Sean Connery on. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it was meant to be about using these drugs on the space station, which was a mining town on top of an asteroid or something. The guy loses his mind with the drugs and starts smashing his spacesuit, and the guy's head expands and explodes. So that might be over-exaggeration, I don't know. We need to throw GUFON out into space, do an experiment with, I suppose, see how it goes. Any exposed liquid on your body will vaporize, so the surfaces of your tongue and eyes will ball. Without air in your lungs, blood will stop sending oxygen to your brain. You will pass out after about 15 seconds. 90 seconds after exposure, you will die from asphyxiation. It's also very cold in space. You will eventually freeze solid. Well, that's a good question. How cold is space? It's got to be, they talk about kelvins, I suppose. How cold is space? Here we go. 455 degrees Fahrenheit, is it? Minus. So that's pretty cold. What's nitrogen freeze your body at? Let's see, how cold is liquid nitrogen, is it? Getting a bit sidetracked here. Not as cold, you see. Liquid nitrogen is only 320. Well, space is negative 450, right? So if you froze like that, you'd expect if you got hit by something like a meteorite fragment that did explode. Your lungs, blood will stop sending oxygen to your brain. You will pass out in about 15 seconds. 90 seconds after exposure, you will die from asphyxiation. and also very cold in space. I read that bit. Depending on where you are in space, this will take 12 to 26 hours. But if you're close to a star, you'll be burnt to a crisp. Instead, either way, your body will remain that way for a long time. Gut bacteria will start to to eat you from the inside out. Now this happens when you die, right? That's why you get embalmed and stuff. But apparently when people get buried, about a month later, they're like all liquid inside the coffin with the bones left. Kind of sounds disgusting, doesn't it? And gases, of course. But not for long, so you will decompose very slowly. You could be floating in space, unchanged for millions of years. How about that? I wonder if they could bring them back to life. Who knows? Maybe an advanced alien race will discover you. There you go. So I thought that was quite interesting. Although I sort of munted at reading it there. Unfortunately, my eyes are still a wee bit cloudy. Okay, this is my Twitter page. The next topic. Let's just have a look. I was going to do something here. Yeah, so I've got a couple of comments there, which I've just said here previously on the general chat about helper accounts. So everybody knows I've got a helper accounts now. Thank you, Charles, and all that. So why he would do that beats me. Yep. Okay, we got past the Charles stuff there. What was I meant to do here? Right, this here. Someone was attacking me for attacking GUFON. And he asked me, I just wonder what's more important, discrediting people or focusing on your own endeavors. But I'm sure someone here will have the answer. So he was going on about that he's only been here 4 months on Twitter. Because as you know, Twitter is like the drama capital of ufology. And as I said here, Twitter is an echo chamber. There are 4 UFO groups. Debunkers who don't believe anything, not even a group of witnesses. So a group of witnesses, especially from military, see a flying saucer over their base. They don't believe it still. The truth is, me is one of them, who expose the noise but have real stuff and experiences. The frauds who mislead for views and donations, $, and those that hero worship, a hero worship group like To the Stars group, you know. So there's the little pockets of UFO types out there. They have sort of echo chambers amongst themselves, right? So yeah, Twitter is not exactly a really nice, pleasant place to live. But who cares, really? But yeah, what I said up here was, to answer his questions, number 1 is, of course, exposing frauds and fake videos. Ridden the noise. Number 2, showing UFO cases with multiple witnesses. That would be, obviously, you know, the best thing to do is try and bring some real topics rather than looking at everybody else's. That's why I did Tesla documentaries and all that sort of other stuff out there that I've done. Number 3, talking about my experiences. Well, they seem to happen randomly, and when they happen randomly throughout the years, I will talk about it. So if you've looked at my playlists where I've done that over several, well, probably at least 5 or 6 live shows, I talk about my paranormal experiences, and also which I think is a real alien visitation I had. So yeah, That one's a really strange one. Doesn't fit the normal of being taken to a ship or anything like that, but it did happen. 100% sure it did happen because of some after effects that I talk about. But anyway, go and have a listen to the episode. I'm not going to repeat it here. Already we're wasting time. I think that was it, really. Yeah, so you know, they keep on about me doing a 9-hour balloon investigation. It was a training exercise, guys. It was over 3 live streams. I used Alien Addict's video because it was a tricky one. We all knew it was balloons, but you can see here, even after my 9 hours investigation, which it wasn't because I did other things in those live shows, I believe, if you go have a watch. And of course, you got to remember there's a time lag as well because the CPU was maxing out, right? So he's saying here, I still think it was ET on holiday. So he doesn't believe it was what I got here. If it will open up, it looks like I got it clipped. But it was actually a top of a panda head here, a panda head balloon. So if you go and watch the episodes, you'll see me work through the process. Because camera was moving all over the place, I had to rip all the frames to images, and manually I hunted for where we saw various parts of the objects in question, and I would manually cut and paste it from the images into another images to create an animation, so it was like a stabilized, zoomed in off what we were looking at, rather than trying to focus it on the video, which made it really easy then to identify what happened. It was like a panda balloon that split in half, and the body was heavier than the head, and it sort of was spinning downwards with the arms rotating clockwise, I think it was, with the legs spinning out. So yeah, it looked really funny, but there was other balloons as well in that video, I believe. So yeah, we knew it was balloons within, well, I knew it was balloons within a few seconds looking at it. Most likely balloons from a party. He was at a shopping mall or bar outside. So yeah, I just want to mention that there. But GUFON will keep on repeating the same nonsense. Because he never watches the stuff, right? Keeps making excuses that he can't understand me. Typical of frauds, right? Well, when you expose their mistakes or lies, they come back attacking at you, right? And we'll go over more of the balloon stuff again, and his rebuttal was completely wrong as well, and we'll go over that eventually in another video that I'm working on. So it won't be a live stream, it'll be a special one I'm working on. So yeah. What's this one here I posted? I'm not sure if you're on my Twitter account reading along. He never backs up their claims even when asked, like the doxing claim. Plex asked and got a weed head answer. So he made false claims, which I address some of it. Simon says, is me. Nope. So I just covered all that. I doxed him or his mum. Well, we've asked him several times to provide us a link to that video in question, because no one can recall it, you know, not even me. So he needs to provide the evidence to see if it's actually classed as doxing. As you know, we've been over the doxing rules. Like if it's a public address that's searchable, then it's not dox. Charles was disabled with some speech issue. You mocked the hell out of him. Don't make it okay to do it to anyone, because you can handle it yourself. Yeah, he was bragging that if you're on the web, you should be able to handle it. Well, not everybody can. Bullying constantly someone can cause problems, can't it? That's why Google are meant to have bully rules, right? And I said, yes, I covered the Renses on SAS prank 2 years ago, and I have got the video link posted somewhere. But you can search for it and you can find it. And what was the other one? Yes, I debunked 100% the horseshoe clouds. Well, you saw that on the last live stream. Certainly, he reckons no one can debunk it, which is just total nonsense. I never called names, only the show name. So they said I was calling names of third phase turds. So I was actually mocking the name, not the actual people. I'm allowed to laugh and snigger at stupid talk, so they're saying I'm always sniggering along with the when I'm listening to Blake Cousins. Well, everybody does. If you're not a scumbag fraud that's sort of teaming up, that is. So yeah. And then there was this girl called Helen that was attacking Simon and whatnot, and me, because I don't pronounce my words properly. Yeah, so I do mumble sometimes, you know, who cares? Co-host left because of drama GUFON does and attacks. So it was all related to him. He was the root cause. Not I have gotten more subs since the attacks. GUFON was saying everybody was leaving me. Yes, people just don't want to come to Twitch for some reason. So we got some Rob on here saying bullshit. Well, Charles said himself that he has a speech impairment, Rob. He has trouble saying some words and stuff. You're the one that's doing negative crap. Why are you trolling me? You're meant to be my friend, man. Plex and Charles have probably been on Voice where he's actually admitted that he's had speech impairment. Go and ask them. Oh, you can't, because you got kicked out for trolling. I'll just have to ban him now. I can't put up with... He's saying don't talk negative. Well, he's coming here doing negative, trying to counteract what I'm saying. I'm just trying to tell you the truth, guys. Go and do your own thing. That's what you wanted to do, Robert. Just leave us alone now. You're not helping the situation. I don't know why you're defending Charles. We only knew him for 5 months. The way he's acting like a mole. You know, like he wasn't really part of the team at all, that he was trying to get intel to try and bring us down from within. So he's certainly done that, hasn't he? It's a bit of a shame. I like the guy. Yeah. I hate people that's trying to break up my flow of things here. Alright, so on to the next UFO topic, which is underground maps. Now, I put up this post here on Twitter. So funny, the dreamy team of Third Face of the Moon and GUFON think they found real documents on underground tunnels and bases. However, I believe Security Team did an episode of these maps 2 years ago. Unfortunately, we can't get access to his searches videos to prove that, because he's put everything into private and overlaid it with the maps. I believe he actually did overlay it. It was a pretty bad job. I think someone noticed the error in the fake maps too. More disinformation, right? So there's a screen snapshot of one of the maps. But if you do a Google search, You can find lots of things. So I said do the Google thing here, but because the way Twitter is censoring, nothing works anymore. So if you do a search, what was the thing? Underground government tunnel maps, I think it is. We'll try that and see what pops up. Just to prove a point that there's a lot of maps out there. And they've been around a lot longer than third phase. Okay, images. Okay. So straight away, I think we're already seeing some maps they put up on their show. Not sure if I got the link to that one or not. But we can have a quick look and play back something, I guess. So give you some reference. Whereabouts was it? Here with the Stargate, was it? No, further back than that. Breaking news. Everything's breaking news. Clickbait. Buckle up. Gotcha. No. Where's the map one? Was it on that one? Let's try that one. Let's have a look. It's booted. I'll just give him a bit.
At Area 51. Is this the evidence that we're looking at right now?
I'm not sure if this is the right one, but we'll just have a quick look.
Tesla.
So what do we got in the background there? Map. Area 51
Coils.
is it?
It's a rudiment.
Okay, we're meant to be coming up to that one. Whether it's in this live stream or not. But they do have some maps on here as well, which you can do a search on, and you can see they've been around since a book. Posted in a book. So let's find the ones I'm after. Was it after that? Maybe this one. Talking about tunnels.
These 67 pages to other places to get this material.
Looks like the same map.
To get the technology and bring it back home.
See, the thing is, they never do any search like this, you know. And actually see if you can find the maps that are showing up on the screen. Like, there's quite a lot of these types of maps out there. Zoomed in, different colours. Tunnel maps, right? You know, they're all over the place. Another one. So they're talking about, on this one here, nuclear-powered underground tunnel machine. Now, if you think about it, tunnel machines have got to eject material out the back for, like, trucks or like another detached train that sort of cuts it off, electric train that cuts it off to the surface, right? You know there's tunnels, because you can even see it on Area 51. They got these big mounds of dirt, right? There's tunnels underneath. That sort of gives itself away. Unless what they do is they get like a grater and just gradually release the soil over a large area and gradually dump it on top so it's nice and flat rather than a hillside. So I'm pretty sure they do that. If they had the UFO technology, right, they could take soil up into the atmosphere and just release it, right, and it'll just burn up or dump it into the sea or whatever. I'm not sure if that's the maps I'm after though. Let's see. I think that's still the newer one. But yeah, they're talking about this thing here in this document, which creates heated pipes on a spinning, rotating drill bit head. Now let's see if that actually makes any sense. Now, if you've got nuclear power that's driving steam, hot rock, I could see maybe you could create a shell casing like concrete around a tunnel hole, right? But if you melted all the rock in front of you, you'd have to eject the molten rock out the back somewhere for someone to cut it off. I just can't see it making any practical sense whatsoever. Now, I have looked into past new mining technologies using microwaves to heat up the rock face somehow, whether it's using lasers to do it, where it cuts out the rock and the rock falls away and they cut it off, right, rather than using a drill bit, which obviously gets blunt. But nuclear powered Jules Verne type thing that goes to the center of the earth that can withstand high temperatures, I don't think so. It's good fantasy sci-fi, but science wise it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. These guys just don't even have common sense on this stuff, right? And of course, if it's a patent, as you know, patents are like block diagrams. They're not actually a full how-to business, how to build one. And of course, it doesn't mean it's ever been made, right? They put patents in, claiming if someone actually used the idea, that they could get some money from it. Anyway, time's flying. And we're not going to get through half the stuff here. But I'll stop it and start another live stream probably. Depends if I can keep going. Yeah, so where's these maps? Maybe it's further on. Here we go, I think.
With all these submissions recently, I have been blown away. But it has a conical shape at the throat and operates a Stargate from a...
Yeah, still talking about Stargates.
In the 1980s.
I don't think they know basic science.
Again, to keep the worm... So that's something to definitely be...
To do a Stargate, you would need immense energy. I believe that you need to almost explode a star to generate enough energy for it. If I understand from my past research, right? So where is the maps then? From a lady. Must have been before.
We're giving a big shout out to everybody to utilize
falling off the
from the DIA, the Defense Intelligence.
No, it's not that one. Yeah. Can't be that far back. This one maybe.
Got involved with it. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna pass it off to Brent and
Space Out Radio promoting them. Good one, Space Out Radio. Yeah, so it was on that one. Which ones haven't I looked at yet? Was it that one?
Anomaly underneath the
Don't tell me they've deleted it.
All throughout
oh, right, this could be it.
US. And you're also provided with a key that shows these simple illustrations and what they represent.
Oh, yeah, so I'm pretty sure I've seen that map before. What do you reckon? Let's have a look. This a lot more faded, of course. I think it was at the top here. That one there. Little circle there. Looks identical to me. What do you reckon? They're saying that the woman had him and sent it to him and all that sort of stuff. Let's have a listen to the intro. I think they got some other maps here too. Pretty sure we can find all of them. That one there, it's definitely that one there, right? That hasn't been faded to make it look like it's old, right? You can see straight away there's some deception that's been used, right? So let's just keep on going. I think that's probably it, is it? And of course, if I can find it, you can guarantee that security teams found all this stuff too in the past, right? If we have a look at some of the age of this stuff, Probably have a timestamp. Look, all over the place. Look, different versions of it. So yeah, it's starting to look a bit suspect, isn't it? I hope they ain't putting that stuff up on Amazon, because they'll just be laughed at, surely. So that's in April 2020 that someone's put this up. Highly classified network dump. There you go. Third phase of the moon wasn't the first. Okay. And I bet if you go through some of the other ones, it goes back even further, right? Here's another one here that looks interesting. Looks very similar. Goes out here. I suppose what you do is should do reverse search. Let's see, I might have to do moon bases on the next show. We'll see how we go. Cal Bell profile. I don't like that site. It's like a backup archive site, isn't it? Here we go. Maps underground. Explained. Underground booms. That's when Tyler did it, wasn't it? We ain't got a year number here, have we? I'm pretty sure it's a couple of years old anyway. Oh well. Just have a listen to the intro.
Systems all across America. It's baffling to find out after all these years, some of these maps are maybe being seen for the first time to the world. After looking at the maps a little closer and some of the diagrams, you notice some of the statements, and it definitely captures the mind whether we're alone or not. Apparently, the United States Marine Base, known as 29 Palms, could be a diagnostic facility for an alien research operation. The documents appear to be legit. They seem to be approximately 40 to 50 years old. We're looking at it and they seem authentic.
So there's one stamp for this guy and this information that's been disinformation. They're disinformation artists. I don't know if they're employed by the government or not, these guys, but everybody's sucking it up. Liar. Liar, pants on fire. Alright, nonsense. Stamp. I should have used these more often, but I forgot about them. Busted, because I've already done a Google search. Busted. Someone's tried to age the documents in Photoshop or something. It's probably taken from a book, like the other one. What else? Fake. Anyway, that will do for that. A stamp for every occasion now.
The implications behind these maps could reveal a whole underground labyrinth
there we go, look.
Of subterranean tunnels that lead all across the United States. But if you look closer...
So, is it possible? Yeah, I guess it is. But this is not evidence of it, is it? I would have thought there might be connection to two bases, maybe underground in the desert, but to major cities. Maybe one close to the coastline or cliff face, you know, for submarines. I know the Germans did have something like that for islands. Sure, it's possible, you know. But for alien stuff, more for military stuff, I'd say, you know. Send out swarms of drone submarines, I guess, to spy on the Russians. So yeah, anything's possible. Buys into the fantasy. This is why they probably got so many views on this, right? How'd they go for it? 51,000 views, right? And I haven't even downvoted that one, see? 30k. But there'll probably be people down here saying, look, I've seen those maps before, hopefully, you know. But I'm not just going to go through all that. But I think he got it from a woman, didn't he say? Let's see.
And she thought the third phase moon team. Well, that just happened to us. In the past 12 hours, I received an email via my Facebook from a lady named Brando. Apparently, she came across some documents that got her interest, and she thought...
So, wouldn't you, if you want to be credible here, put up the email and just blank out the crucial details, right? Just to prove they got it in the email and didn't just search online like I just did. I just don't believe a word these guys are telling.
The team should take a closer look at him.
He seems to have that smirk on his face, like he's almost about to burst out laughing. Look at the body language on him, right? I'd love to be a body language panel to do analysis on these guys. It'd be very interesting. But yeah, I think that's enough for the maps anyway. Used to under fair use there. But they won't like that, of course, because they debunked it. Here's another map, colour version of it. Slightly different locations as well, isn't it? Pipeline, they say. Okay, I suppose there could be pipes underground for gas and oil and all that sort of stuff. And the US government's trying to shut down most of that now. Okay, let's progress on. So, yeah, I'll give you the copy of the tweet anyway. Who we still got watching? Area 51, is it? Or is it some troll? Alright, Area 51 does happen to pop up a question. Not sure if you can read it there. Or statement anyway. I'm sure real maps of dumps posted online would be pulled. You're correct. That makes, you know, you're thinking critically here. The government wouldn't have that up, right? And this is what I'm going to show you with the moon bases as well. You'd have the men in black knock on the door, right? Not snoring or anything like that. And silence people. Say, if you do this, your wife's going to die, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so on to the TicTac, and maybe I'll do the moon bases next, is it? That's moon structures, so I'll probably end this one and start another one just to break it up. Instead of doing chapters, keep it like small ones that people can watch. I know most live streams go 1.5 hours to 2, but you know, 1 hour slots would be good. So everyone's talked about this case, but I thought I'd pick on this guy, Jason Gleaves, that thinks he's the super whiz kid video analysis guy and written some books, right? He's from UK. So I'll just play his little clip here to critical view it. I won't play his music, he doesn't talk on them. So you may have seen this going around here. This little blobby thing passes a plane. So he's going to play the video. Unfortunately, my sister's back and there's a lot of noise again. So here's a plane that looks like it's banking, coming into land, I guess. It looks like the leading flappers up here. I think there's some talking on it.
Place your feet flat on the floor, cross your wrist, and hold on to the seat back in front of you. Rest your hands on
It's
your
very low volume though.
Place your feet flat on the floor. Bend over, place your feet.
Okay, so there's a captain there saying cover your legs, but you don't hear any other people screaming or yelling, which you would expect, you know, other noises there. I'm not sure if we can find the original video or not. These guys never post it in the links, or this guy never does. And hey presto. But I think Scott Brando might have a link up. Everybody's looked at this case, you know. We do the TicTac ones all the time, right? So, did we see it yet? I don't think so. So there's obviously a few spots on the window here. Looks like someone's filming, approaching. There you go, there's a blob that went past, right? And he's slowing it down. So as a video guy, and he's running through all these crazy filters which don't sort of help it. Because anything that's moving past the plane very quickly, like a bird, will also be motion blurred and form this elongated tic-tac shape, right? Could even be another small plane, that sort of stuff, you know. A balloon even can do that. Now, straight away I see a problem. Just looking at that video before it does the stupid filters here. You see here it's got motion blur on this, but as it's moving it should actually deform as it's moving as well. Like it should stretch a wee bit here and maybe corrupt, and you'll see in that whole video that it doesn't do any of that, right? It's just the same shape moving across the screen like it's a cookie cutter. So I'll just see if I can step it. I'm clicking a little button on the side of the mouse. It should be doing frame by frame. But yeah, you can see he's zooming in. But we should see some deformation as that object moves, but yeah. I might have to play the original video again. Yeah, look, he's mucking around with it. Where is it? There. So we need to go back just before that shows. It's really hard to get it. Oh, there we go. I didn't want to do that. There we go. So he slowed it down there, but we'll step it by frame. You'll see the object looks like it's been added to the video. The shape stays constant. Maybe he's got it paused too slow there. There you go, look. Probably would have to cut those 2 frames out and overlay it to see they haven't changed. Yeah, just keep on going a bit. Oh, maybe I can do everything in this episode quickly. I don't know, let's see. No, this is where he goes crazy with the filters. Oh, damn. That's the problem with using the click, right? It opens up the screen to full screen. You've got to use the keyboard really. K key, which is a pain. See, I just can't get it. I'm not quick enough. But you can see here that the shape hasn't changed. It's the same blurriness at each end. So that's my gut feeling on it. This guy's claiming it's to be a UFO, and I think if anyone believes that, they need to smack. Now, I did post. Did I post anything on this one? Great video, man. I have difficulty in understanding why the pilot dropped the starboard wing into the path of an object rather than raising it. Yeah, exactly. That's another point, right? It was turning towards the object. Normally you do evasive movements, but that's moving so fast, right? Like a bird. It's just crazy, but yeah, it's just nonsense. So let's see. I think Scott Brando might be next. Here we go. Got other stuff up too, which Nocturnal News has covered as well, apparently, and debunked it. Yeah, this go to his main page and just have a quick scroll down to try. Here we go. Look. So, guys, summing up what I exposed earlier about the fake video showing a near collision with a UFO captured on camera by a Singapore passenger. Here's the original footage used to fabricate the viral hoax. So, so this is the original footage, but they obviously inverted it, going the other way, which is the thing that's Section 51 used to do, right? And they come out and admit they were CGI fakers. So some stock footage they used. It's got a different logo there, apparently, I think. Let's put a circle there. And it was this other symbol here, Singapore, was it? What's the other one? Can't quite see it, looks smaller. Scroll down. Here's a side by side that Scott's done, which is quite good. With the plane going the correct way. And the fake here. And of course they've also cropped it, you can see. So it doesn't get detected by Google's robot. So obviously they lightened it up here so you can see the background better. You can see how white exposed it is here. They've turned up the contrast and brightness. No, they probably turned down the contrast and turned up the brightness. There we go. And that's where you can see the stuff on the window better too. So whoever found that video obviously spent a few hours searching. So this is the other thing he's put up here. Someone's, we've covered these ones before in the past, lights on post, right? LED lights, and when they're on at night time, they cause overexposure. And they film weird patterns, especially if you're out of focus. Frauds use it, I think security team even did something like that in Mexico, wasn't it, with the high mask lights, right? And they're all over the place on Google Maps and the location. Okay, so here's the original video of the hoax. There you go, you can see it's a high mast light there, can't you? It's on the highway. Yeah, just focus it in and you can start to see the individual lights. I wish people would stop putting up crap on the web like this. But so many people will click and watch it, right? There you go. So I think that's pretty it for Scott. And of course the fake video. And the rest of it we've looked at. So we can get rid of that. And we've done that one. I'll post the link to his page anyway. And you can have a look at the stuff we looked at there if you want to. Faking UFOs with LEDs. Okay, so looks like we're going to go a bit over time for this one stream, but it won't be 3 hours. Alright, on to the next one. And that's moon bases. My next video should be talking about some Bigfoot stuff and triangles again, because last show we did with Robert was about black triangles. There's some new information come to light through Ben Hansen on a show, which I might see if I can present some slides of it under fair use. So we'll see what I can do. And of course, everything takes time to research and do it, of course. Okay, so this was put up. This is going to be a clip under fair use. This was put up by GUFON, and you can see the title here: "Undeniable moon and Mars structures exist." Right. So serial research was done before we did this. So whereabouts does he start? Seriously. Yeah, so he's lowered his mic to ridiculously low levels here, so I have to amp it up probably.
It should have been right underneath it. How about debunked? Should I put...
Still low, isn't it?
Seriously. Does anybody know?
How's that?
Here it is. Debunked.
There we go.
Thank
You can
God.
hear him a bit better now. Ah, he's playing Lion's Ground. Is he allowed to do that?
Guys for sending me all this stuff, really. This is just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Okay, so... the moon. Here we go. Some interesting anomalies. You may have seen these before, but this is amazing, this picture right here. There's something, these are ruins that are in here. There are so many anomalous ruins, relics, and strange intelligent
and here comes the snigger.
Created to a planned structures on our moon that beg the question who put them there. Because for certain, it wasn't the humans.
Yes,
that's
it was.
amazing. You understand?
It's called Photoshop, mate.
Here again, you can see definite... I know I can't get them any bigger. Save image? Maybe I can. Yeah, I guess I can.
If I can only do the stuff I do with the Zoom, eh? You know, you can just click a button,
yeah,
boom.
Just to be safe. So let me pull it up. Wow. Holy crap, that's on the moon? Dude, that's a really good one. I don't know if this is old or what. To me, that is proof, guys.
Photoshop.
Wow. Look at that.
Wow, man. Wow.
Now I'm zoomed in all the way. That is crazy.
This guy is just hilarious.
Right. I'm down for that. I think I even saved that top one. Let me double check. No, I don't see it. Downloads? Okay, I didn't save.
Let's just skim it on a bit.
So it's about...
So he goes through all these moon things, right?
Should be instant.
Now, it's on a website that I found out. I think it's on the next link. Called UFO which sounds almost like UFO Sightings Daily, and it makes you wonder if it was Scott, what's his name? C. Warren's website, right? Looks like it's a wee bit too big here. I'll scale it down a bit. The moon is littered with structures and ancient relics. Guys, these are the best and most evident moon anomalies. So we've got one here. You can see here, why is it all grainy? And it seems to be like washed out color. Where's the original NASA link, right, to prove it's from NASA? Or the so-called airbrushed image. There should be like a comparison video from NASA where it's airbrushed out, apparently. Same with this one here. And that one there. And so on, right? And so on. And so on. Now this structure here looks very man-made, doesn't it? Rather than alien structure. Why would aliens build square buildings on the moon? When you know that the dome shape is their craft, right? So, and that obviously is the strongest type shape for pressure, would be make sure to make little either spheres or dome structures, not square buildings, right? So straight away it should be like a red flag. So if you can prove if you can prove any of these objects, images on this page is fake, then you can sort of discount the rest of it on the page. Hasn't been researched, documented, and linked to the original images and airbrushed images, right? You shouldn't pay any attention to this nonsense. It just messes with your head. That, and supposedly they prefer underground. Yeah, well, that's true. Why would you build buildings on top of the moon's surface when all you need is like a little dome which goes underground? And that makes more sense because the moon does still get the occasional small meteorite impact which could take out a building like that, right? And of course you got little apparently pyramids with shadows. And why does it look so blurry and out of focus, you know? Is it just like optical illusion, right? It could be like a missing block of data here, where it's actually formed a triangle shape here, and it looks like a shadow that's gone this way. We'd have to see NASA's original images, and they'll be out there somewhere. So, yeah, this is one here, typical of missing data. It looks like a tower with a shadow, right? But it's not. That's obviously missing data. You got a block of white here. You can see the train underneath, but let's see if I can zoom in more on it, so we can have a closer look. So you got a block of white, right? And you can actually still see what looks like part of a crater underneath if you look through that whiteness. And you can see that there's like a blackness here of maybe 3 blocks of missing data where they've got no background information whatsoever. So the top one's lost the color in transmission from the satellite, and the thing for the shadow is missing all data, right? I think the top block is actually maybe half the data missing there, because you can start to see like there might be some terrain underneath slightly. I suppose you would have to bring it down, put it through filters, which I'm not going to do just to prove a point, but yeah, the filters would show up more. Changing different colors, you'd be able to see the terrain underneath. So is that optical illusion? It's not actually a tower casting a shadow. Now here's the thing, have a look at the shadows of the other things, right, on the map. See, there's another block of missing data further down too, but have a look at the stones here. The shadows are not as long, right, and there is a dark side to it in the right direction, of course, which makes it more believable. I think the angle is slightly more on the missing data than it is on the rock underneath here on the thing. I'll see if I zoom out a bit. So here the shadow looks like it's going toward slightly in. It's not perfectly parallel to this one. It should be though, shouldn't it? And that thing in the corner here hardly got any shadow at all. And all the other rocks, right? Hardly any shadow at all. It's this missing data. I've looked at the full moon map before, right, where Google overlays what images they have at different times. So yeah. So what I did is I did a search online just to speed up the process here to find out where maybe there was some debunks about any of those images, and I did a search, Google reverse search I should say, and you can see the video's been taken down now. But someone here are you sure it's on the moon? Just keep on going. John is right about one thing, reincarnation. The moon picture you posted doesn't look like it's from the moon. At bottom right corner, that's vegetation. Out of here. I've got a dog in here, sorry. I've got the door open, so I've got aircon. I don't want them in here because they'd trip over cables and stuff. Center right, that looks like a pond or lake, a body of water. Are you really sure it's on the moon? And it goes on a bit here. Where does someone post the actual real information? Something doesn't sit right with me about John Lear. Wasn't near. Here we go. I think this is the one. YouTube, and here we go. The building image is different to my picture post here. It does still remind me of the cigarette. Side note to the main op, had to say this. Contrails. Yeah, I read it here somewhere. Apparently it's a building and run, which makes perfect sense, you know. Some sort of sand building. Let me see if I can find it on the page. Run. Oh, we got one reference. There you go. Why is it not finding it? Right. I don't know if anyone has put the video on before, but he tell more revealing facts. Israel's put an atomic bomb on Misha. No, it can't be that. I can't see the word Iran in there. Why is it not going up and down? It's got one reference. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. Oh, here we go. The moonshot might be a place in Iran, but not the place they're claiming in the video. That's a failed debunk attempt. Actually, not convincing at all. The debunk relies on question that this perspective moon picture is actually Palace in Iran. Skip to 2.23 in the video for the side-by-side comparison. There's a body of water. Okay, we've gone through all that. Outer perimeters. So have we got a picture of the place in Iran? Okay, how come it's come up with 5 references now? I tell you, something screwy going on. Well, let's see. What's the video do? Debunked. Ooh, Mission Impossible. Fourth phase of fell. I wonder who they're taking a mickey out of. Leaked moon pictures. Debunked. I can hear the Bond music now. Oh, no, not the Bond, the Mission Impossible music. Middle East. Yeah, well, just give us a side by side. There we go. We're zooming in. Some people drag out their videos a bit too much, don't they? Even me, but then I'm doing live debunks. Okay, so there's the ruins, but you got to rotate it, mate, and remove the color from it and do a side by side. Does make it a bit easier. Looks like the same one. There's the holes. It's got the wrong angle, everything wrong angle on it, isn't he? Yeah, you look. There's that bit there. See, he's not doing a really good job of it. This is too far looking on top. We want to angle it upwards. I suppose you can't get what you can't get though. That one obviously was taken by a drone by someone. And of course Google Earth doesn't have drone pictures. So someone's just cut and pasted it from the Earth and put it onto the moon. So that one's debunked. You can have a read of it. ProjectAvalon. So that's the first image that's debunked on that page. So that makes all the rest of it's going to be Photoshop's debunk one moon structure. Time's flying, isn't it? Okay, so on to the next image. I did actually do a search here, but I'll show you how to do it. You can install a an app called where is it? Which one of these icons is it? Tin Eye remote image search. Actually does a wee bit better than Google reverse search, because you can actually change the order. So basically you just right click on image here and say in here search image on Tin Eye, And it should create the same result as I already got, but I bookmarked it just in case. And sure enough, it's the same result, but it's in 41 results on that one. And where's my other one? 119 on that one. So I'll just use my original one because it's on a different image. So that's something else I'm going to have to talk about, is the Stargate, but that will probably be on an episode tomorrow, probably I'll do. And that one. It's never ending, isn't it? And lumen anomalies, I might recap some of those again I did in past lives tomorrow. But we'll look at this one finally and make an hour-and-a-half show today. So anyway, tonight, so here we go, we got some results. So if this was breaking news, you'd expect it to be on maybe 1 million websites out there, 8 billion users on the earth. It must be like 8 billion websites, right? Of some sort, or at least half a billion websites out there, especially on this stuff. So what do we get straight away? What we want to do is search it by the oldest here. And this is what I get. And of course the very first image is from NASA of the same damn crater. And you can see here there's no building. It's just the usual crater you get with a rock in the middle. So, and that was back in 2008, right? So that means that someone's come along and took that image and photoshopped it. So this is how you do the proper investigation, guys. So there's the crater up top there. And that's the one that they used, and they mucked around with the colours. You can see that quality is a lot better than that nonsense up there. And you can see here it goes on for a fair bit before, bingo, we start getting ones where it's been modified. And the very first one should be where the source come from. So this person here on the blog, Strange Artifacts, Moon Structures, is probably the guy that photoshopped it, right? See how I investigated that? Unless there was another website before him that has since deleted the domain. If that makes sense to you. So yeah, this guy is the fraud. That's where it comes from, and of course it should be on a lot more sites out there. And you can see a lot of UFO channels picked up on it, you know. ET updates or whatever it is. This sounds like Scott Brando, not Scott Brando, Scott C. Warren. Let's go through more of these. Let's see. It's good how the intelligence isn't good enough to know that's the same crater. You got the same shadow, right? So what I did is I downloaded the suckers. And we can start to bring it into editor and put side by side and all that sort of stuff. And I'll probably wrap up on that. Not bad for a couple of minutes search there, right? So that's how I solved it, you know, a couple of minutes. You saw real time how I did it. Yeah, so there's a nice good clear picture of that crater. Definitely no alien structures there. Now we can drag this one on into a new layer and see if I can resize it, keeping the aspect ratio the same. And I think you can start to see that it's sort of fitting together. Okay, let's see if that's roughly right there. Difference, normal. Try normal first. So maybe it needs to come over a wee bit. But you can see the edges of the crater match up even on that one. I wonder if I can make it half transparent and move it around a bit. Lego my ego. What do you mean? Okay. Busted again, you mean? There you go. Do you see now? 100% match. I just had to bring it over slightly. There you go. Probably about there, I think. Who out there doesn't agree with my debunk here? Are you still going, wow? Wow. Looks like maybe you may have stretched it a little bit on the image as well. But it might be because of the filters he used and the color swapping out. Looks like it may be a wee bit too big. You know, this is the problem we have trying to get it perfect, right? I'll try that. Still something not quite right. Maybe it needs to go up further. I think he's played around with the aspect ratio there, actually. Just slightly, so it doesn't get matched up. And because people would have done reverse search on Google, and it wasn't clever enough. It looks like Tin Eye is the way to go, man. Really clever software. Harder to fool it, right? Computers are getting smarter and smarter. It's close. It looks like it needs to come in a wee bit. Do I keep mucking around with it until we get a perfect match? I don't know. Why does it not come up? I think it's got to now be to do with the shading. But yeah, that's really, really close, I think. Oh yeah, let's come over a wee bit too much here. It's really, really close now, though. Still not quite right, but it's there almost. This shows getting rid of the color. So let's just try that. Let's see if we can make it look the same. Just get rid of that now. Let's see, make it overexpose. Suppose I could use color curves, brightness, contrast. No, it's not doing it. Why is that? Oh, right. I still got that there. Where's delete? Select all. Just. This. Starting to look similar. There we go. Let's just try that now. Maybe need to adjust the color yellow out of it, which you can do with color balance, I think. It's more red. No, that one's not so good. And what else we got? Color mixer, I think. Color mixer. Not that one either, but let's see. Red, no, that one's no good. Want the one that gives us a bit more detail. Color balance plus. No. All these different options. Color matrix, color mixer. Channel mixer, channels. No, they all look similar. Balance. No. Not the one. Maybe. That's probably it. Saturation. Now we'll just try that. Bring in that one. And do a side by side this time, I think. This is more grainy, so they've done something else to it, right? But there's that bit on the side here, look. That starts to show up a bit better now. There's that two holes there, two holes down here. And there's that bit going down the side here, down the side. Fake. Photoshop fake, guys. I hope you like that anyway. But I'll compare it to a Ego waffle. I've never heard of it. It must be an American thing. In the side chat there. Anyway, gone way over time here. There was some other bits that I was going to cover. But I'll give you the tin eye search. And you can have a bit of fun with that, I suppose. Tin eye. It goes to their own website for the searches and allows you to do all sorts of things. And hunt down who the person that leaked it to the web. And of course Scott's got one here too. Debunking one, which I think was on that page as well. You just have to do the research, guys. There's all information's out there. So hoax. So apparently there's meant to be a alien base with little bits on top. And it's meant to be over in this location here, right? There it is. There it is there. And that's from the original image at the top there when it's been photoshopped over, right? And there's going to be one down here too. Added ADO UK. Is that Scott C. Warren doing that, was it? Let's have a look. Was that Scott C. Warren doing that crap? Scott C. Warren, and also, who's the other guy? Street Cap 1 was doing a lot of these ones. Here's the frame. Doesn't say. Was it Scott C. Warren? John Austin was putting it up anyway. Was it from Skukura team, was it? Anyway, that's what you got to watch out for. Photoshops. I'll give the link to that one on Scott's page if you want to have a closer look yourself. It's a bit hard to see on mine. Another, well, third fake anyway. Third fake of the moon. There you go. Third fake of the moon. That's really clever, that. Don't you think? Third phase of the moon, third fake of the moon, because it is a fake. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for joining us, Area 51, and whoever the other person is. But yeah, I think we sort of solved those ones, right? Critical thinking, common sense. For someone that's the dumbest man on the planet of the Earth, according to GUFON. Obviously he doesn't watch my stuff. This is a guy that's putting out disinformation and misleading people now. It's very sad to see, right? Anyway, I'll leave it there for today and do another show tomorrow, and we'll resume on with the other bits, hopefully. I need to do some more research and add some more stuff to it. But there's only so much I can cover without making it too long. But I need to get something to eat. It's ready for, I was at 3 o'clock there and I don't have any food at all. And I'm drying out here because it's so hot. So, yep, good night all. See you the same time tomorrow, probably. Same time tomorrow. Excuse me, now I'm dying. And let's wrap up, see how it goes for the new format. It's definitely shorter anyway for the first one. Why is it not sliding across here? Here we go. Good night. I still need to do a new intro for the new format. It'll come, just got to find time to do it all. Got lots of projects on the go. Good night.